Okay, there's our rye. Seeds. I did have a test, that's right. I wanted to see something. I had a feeling this might work, and it does. Yes. There's a little trick. Plant horsetail along here, and it will not get garbage in here. That solves that problem. Okay, so our rice is not quite ready. Okay, let's see if I remember how to use a paintbrush. Paintbrush. I think I had to have this in my offhand. Oh, that's right. This has to be in the one slot. Okay. That 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 didn't do what I wanted. Um. Hmm. Oh, hi.
Got it for you.
Thank you. I'm like, that didn't do what I wanted it to do. I brought in the spelt and the rye from the fields, so we've got those now. Rice won't be ready for another month.
All right. I found out a way to make super pies.
Super. Ooh. What'd you figure out?
And it's apparently you can make dough with more flour than water. If you just fill your crafting grid with flour and then one bucket, it just puts that amount of flour per dough.
Does it add to the saturation and stuff?
Yeah. Which
Okay.
means that you can make 8 times dough. You don't even have to use like vegetable broth or yeast or anything. I kind of hate it because it's just cheating. But
Yeah, it's a bit of a cheat.
if you make like super rice bread like pie, you don't even have to put any filling in it, and it still gives you
What's the fun
pretty
in
good
that?
food.
Yeah, what's the fun in that
There
though?
is no fun in that.
No, it's not. I Speaking of hacks, I just figured out another hack. I don't know if you've done any farming or not. Oh, what is this?
Make something fun with that.
Kudzu? It's a vegetable?
It's like a tuber.
Okay, I'll figure it out. And it's fresh for 2 more
What did
days.
you figure out?
Okay, I'll show you. I had a sneaking suspicion that this is what would happen. I I planted horsetail on top of the rills or whatever you want to call these, and they don't get garbage and rot in them if you do this.
Whoa, really?
Yeah,
Natural filter system. That's so cool.
I know, right? I just like, oh, I happened to notice I actually could plant something on it. I'm like, I wonder what happens if I do that. And yeah, it doesn't put anything there. So yeah, it's spectacular. And it actually kind
We
of
still need empty fields for grass though, but this is great.
yeah, I've got these 2 up here are empty, by the way. I let these ones go fallow.
Yeah, we don't have that many people.
Yeah, it's hard to plant little. Like this is only like for each crop, it's only like 2 stacks of seeds, I think. No, or no, I guess no, each row is a stack. I don't know.
I mean, rice doesn't go bad.
Exactly. The grains really don't. And the vegetables, I think, can stay in the fields up until I think the onions are the only ones that'll freeze. I think the carrots are actually fine in the fields.
Carrots are fine.
The carrots are fine.
We currently don't have any vegetables though.
Correct. Well, now you do. These are all ready to be harvested.
Hell yeah. Exciting stuff.
Yeah. So as I said, just leave it in the fields until you need it. Okay, there's another little hack if you didn't know it. you got a bowl and you've got your ceramic, all you have to do is just click on it. You don't have to sit it down and just left click on it and you'll fill up your bowl. Much easier than setting it down and all that. Another random little tidbit or trick for me. If you don't like moving your head around whenever you're doing smithing, if you open up your player character thing, you can go and do that without moving your head around, and it's so much nicer, at least for me. I feel like I'm much more accurate when I'm not moving my head around. So another little vintage story hack trick. Also, you can change your wireframe if you go to settings. I think it's under accessibility. You can change your wireframe thickness. So if to make it easier to see if you have trouble seeing your wireframe thickness, that is actually in accessibility settings. And apparently you can change the color now. I don't know what these are. Oh, it's purple now. All right. Okay. Another little trick. Notice that I'm having the problem here where I'm trying to put down the teapot. And it always goes to the back. I can't get to go to the front. And say you like particularly want it to go to the front. Easy solution. Do your stuff backwards. More usually said than done sometimes, but there, put that backwards. And now when I put a teapot on there, boom, goes front. And then things go backwards from there. So it makes it a lot easier to kind of get your decorative shelves to work better. Particularly useful if you're trying to do something that's only a half shelf or something. So a couple tips when using support beams. These add so much great detail. But the one thing you need to know, there's some things you need to know. For one, support beams only exist where you start them. So, like, say you wanted to come back, actually, if I wanted to actually do any sort of detailing or place blocks, down here, I could still do that. Um, so long as I started my support beam up top. So usually I try to go and do my support beams. I start them up high, out of the way, where they're not going to be influenced by other things. So basically, I need to have one going across here. Yes. And also, support beams, unlike other things, actually work on these weird points. Like you've got essentially or would that be four spots where you can put them? So, and they work along edges. So that one's going to go across here. So next thing, if you are working with support beams, they still are a little buggy when you're working on chisel blocks or within chisel blocks. Basically, if you cannot find where a support, oh yeah, it goes back to, okay, where a support beam starts. You can tell this one started here. If I want to remove it, I need to remove this one block. It helps to have an axe in your hand. It doesn't show up. I feel like it doesn't show up as easily if you don't have an axe, for whatever reason. When you get into it, it gets helpful to actually have like some slabs and some like full blocks to go and actually for whenever you're trying to go and refine exactly where you're starting your stuff. Oh, also, yeah, say you're in the middle of this and you realize, oh, this grass is in the way. You can just switch hands and do whatever you want. You can't even place this with something else in your hand. You can place other blocks, like see if I want to place dirt here, boom, I can place it. I can actually go and break this. It will not place the end of this until you go back to the beam. Really nice. So that means like you can you can go and nerd pull up while you're putting your beams up and stuff and not have to worry about placing it by mistake. So here is another trick. So what I have learned is that if you leave your crops in the ground and they fully mature before, like, say, the winter, they'll store here. Like, this is perfectly fine. You will lose 50%, but that's better than losing the whole thing because they all rotted. Is kind of my impression. Like, these are all completely fine. They're just frozen. We're only gonna get half of them. That's one of my other good tips, is that leave them in the ground. It saves them for longer rather than having them all rot in your cellar. That was the sound of a bear. Definitely that was a bear. That is a bear getting hurt. Yep, there's a bear. I'm not prepared for you. Yep, I see you, bear.